you want to become a successful trader? Are you serious about your trading journey? So you need to do one thing: close all your social media regarding trading today, whether it's YouTube, Twitter, Discord, everything. Stop following others to tell you what to do, where to buy, what to buy, and more. Stop looking for that validation before you take any other trade. Commit to your process, learn, get education. For me, it took 2 years of educating, learning, commitment to the process until I found the way to become a successful, profitable trader. Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com with the daily market recap. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, and without any further ado, let's see the charts. Are you ready for Q4? Q4 of 2023 is starting Monday. Today we had 423 to the downside support, 429 still resistance. What are your preparations for Q4 entering the 3 last months of 2023? Believe it or not, we are one step away of 2024. We need to start preparing for 2024. We need to go back and test our strategy, our set of rules, what went good and what went not so good during 2023, so we will know what to improve entering 2024. Let me know in the comments below. What are your special preparations? QQQ still holding in the 355 because bulls knows below it we are heading towards 346 and then 333. Maybe can we close this gap even by tomorrow? Dow Jones 337. Resistance, it was support over here, support over here. So now, by natural things of price action, 337, tough resistance. We still have this gap at the 332. This gap needs to get filled if we want to bulls of the Dow wake up for the next leg up towards this purple trend line. This purple trend line represents the lower highs since the peak of August. It will become a very tough resistance. Let's see where the Dow is heading. We can take also this trend line over here. We see that this trend line is holding. Can we get a bounce towards the upper border of this downtrend channel? In the Fibonacci Traders Discord premium room, which is dedicated to day trading, we had a nice day. We took Tesla long above 242.3. Tesla closed 246. Broad information on Microsoft, and Microsoft went all the way up towards this yellow trend line intraday. Some experimentals in the premium room. Nvidia, we took long above 427 towards the upper yellow trend line, and it went straight towards the upper yellow trend line. More experiments, something that we like to do. What else did we take? We had Neo 30 minutes, inverted head and shoulders, posted by one of our premium members. And here you can see, we have been waiting for this inverted head and shoulders, if you like, to validate on the SPY 15 minutes, and we all know what happened to the SPY. It validated. Overall, as you can see, Nvidia towards this yellow trend line. Overall, very nice. Here is Microsoft, all the way towards the upper yellow trend line. Overall, we have also option traders. So it was a pretty good day. Not all winners, but pretty good day. I took 4 trades, lost 1. If you want, we have the Fibonacci Academy playlist. Before you take any other paid service, 25 videos on how to become a better trader each and every day on the psychological side and on the technical side. Everything that you need to start becoming a better trader each and every day. Check it out. IWM, we still have a gap at the 179, 174 holding, some kind of a dead cat bounce on IWM, but Fibonacci levels are everything that we need for future support and resistance. 178, tough resistance. Above it, we are heading towards this gap. Bitcoin, this is why I say trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. You know this trend line because you follow me on Twitter and you saw previous videos in the past few weeks or so. And this trend line, once again, rejecting price. And now we can see that we have a potential double top of this area, the 27,400, breaking below the 26. We are heading towards the 26,140. Below it, we are heading towards the 25. Be prepared for both sides, but for now, bearish sentiment all across crypto land. Ethereum broke above this yellow trend line. Now this yellow trend line will become support to around 1620. All this area needs to hold, and maybe then next leg up. But for now, as we can see, 1650, very tough resistance. Let's clean the chart a little bit because we like our charts as clean as possible. No lagging indicators. All we need is Fibonacci trend lines, and this 1650 holding as a very tough resistance. 1 week or more, bulls will try and fail. They will give up, and the way down will be a steep one. Crude oil, 94.80, as we said, now is the resistance. 90.80 now is the support, needs to hold before the next leg up. Below it, we will retest the 87 together with this yellow trend line. Natural gas, 3 days in a row, continuation to the upside with a major gap to the downside. 297, as we said, above 286, it's heading towards 297. Above it, we're heading towards 312. But if you look left, if you are long on natural gas now, you need to understand and you need to know this. There are no open gaps on the natural gas futures. So be careful. It means that more than 99% chance that this gap at the 266 will get filled. When? No one knows, but it will. So be prepared. Apple, bulls are trying with all their power to stay above the 169 area, almost close this gap over here, but this gap is still open. There is no such thing as almost, or it's okay, it's just 10 cents away. No. Gaps must get filled fully. And until this gap and maybe a touch of the 164, until then, we will not see bulls of Apple gaining back the control. AMD, close this gap. This is why we say once you see a gap to the downside or to the upside, high probability, and it doesn't matter when, it will get filled. Now let's see if we can get a touch and maybe a weekly close above this red trend line. Overall, 1 day does not change the overall sentiment, and the overall sentiment for now for AMD since peak of June is to the downside. So one candle, and it doesn't matter how big this candle is, look left, where price came from, where price is now, up left, down right, it means we are in a downtrend. Amazon holding barely the 125. As you can see, the 125, very important level of support. Weekly close below it, and we're heading towards 120. Below 120, we will revisit this yellow trend line. we can take this trend line also over here. So all this area between these two trend lines is a very important area of support. 120 together with this trend line, and then sliding down towards 114. Below this trend line, we're heading towards this yellow trend line, maybe towards 107. Google tried, almost fill this gap. This gap is still filled, it's still open, but now we can take Fibonacci because we have a new low, which is over here. And as you can see, all this area between the 127 and the 131, very important area of support. Bulls of Google fighting to keep it in support. Weekly close below this area, below the 127, and we are heading straight towards filling this gap at the 123. Netflix still sliding down on this purple trend line, but the positive side, always look for the positive side if you are long, or if you are looking to go long. We have a doji of the 50% retracement from Fibonacci, 50% retracement from March lows to July's highs, 50% retracement doji. On the weekly, maybe this one will, we can take it also from here towards here, March low, July's high, this area, 50%, 371, support, broke to the downside, resistance, went back down, broke to the upside, now needs to hold the support. And we have on the weekly, we also have this trend line, which will become a very tough resistance because it was a very important area of support. So even if you are going long on Netflix now, and your risk is just below the 371, take under consideration that this yellow trend line will become a very tough resistance. But even if it will become a tough resistance, we're looking at 12% potential to the upside before the next major resistance. But it's only my opinion. Do your own due diligence. It's still early. I would wait for a weekly close above 383. And then we will reassess the risk. Nvidia, purple trend line, from support, resistance. Today, bulls took price back above this purple trend line. Let's see if they can hold it by the end of tomorrow. Meta broke above this short-term retracement, but overall, Meta is moving sideways. As you can see, between the 292 and the 304 since end of August. 1 month sideways move, and this is how it looks on the weekly, and this is how it looks on the monthly. Doji, inside candle, very tight price range. Always zoom in, zoom out to get a better point of your price action. Only by looking multiple time frames, you will understand with high probability where price might be heading next. If you want, only if you want to become a successful trader and take your trading journey to the highest level, it's up to you. Check the links in the description below. We have the one-on-one live mentorship program, and we have the online program. Basically, both programs are the same. One is live, one is pre-recorded. Both programs available in English and in Hebrew, and both programs will gain you lifetime access for support, guidance from me, no one else, all Discord channels, lifetime access until you will become successful, profitable trader, and you will say to yourself, I don't need anyone to tell me what to do, because you know what to do by yourself. check the links in the description below. We have special discounts, so take advantage of those discounts. For further information, you're more than welcome to contact me on Twitter or on Discord. Shopify 51 is holding because Bulls of Shopify knows that once this area will break to the downside, we are heading towards filling the gap at the 48. Tesla, purple trend line, from support to resistance, 246 to the upside, 238 to the downside is the support. We have also the 233, but overall very tight price range on Tesla. So if you are not long or you're not short on Tesla, if you don't have position on Tesla, this is not the time to decide. Sideways move, which means indecision on Tesla. Short continuation below 233 towards this gap. Long only weekly close above this purple trend line towards the 262. Microsoft, 3 consecutive days, managing to hold above the 311 area. Can we get a bounce towards the 318? Overall, Microsoft is in a downtrend, still bearish sentiment all across the board. Do not try to be a hero. Follow price. Use levels for your risk management. Use trend lines as your guide for future price action. And the road for now is to the down right, which means downtrend till proven otherwise. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, like, subscribe will be much appreciated. Until the next video, stay safe.